Tonight on Mello TV Sports, ROACH says no friendly gestures between him and Jofra Archer in the England series. Many football players apply for financial assistance. And basketball star Kevin Durant owns part of the Philadelphia Union. We start Mello TV Sports with some competitive cricket news as West Indies pace bowler ROACH says there will be no friendships with Barbados-born seamer Jofra Archer during the three-test series in England. Now, England quick-pace bowler Archer played against West Indies during the 2019 ICC Cricket World Cup, but is yet to play a test against them, something that is set to change in this summer's behind-closed-doors contests. Now, ROACH, who is also from Barbados, says Archer has done a fantastic job in his international career so far, but insists there will be no friendliness when the test series bowls off at the Aggies Bowl on July 8.
Jofra's made a decision. I think he's doing a fantastic job so far in his career. But obviously, there'll be no friendships and spam and stuff in the series. I think it's all about winning and obviously playing hard cricket. So if we come up against Jofra, I think we'll devise a fantastic plan, obviously, to counter him. So I'm looking forward to that battle, and we as a team, I'm sure, are doing the same.
ROACH, meanwhile, says he wants to get his hands on the Wisden Trophy once again and will be going all out to defeat England. He's the most experienced member of the bowling attack and has also taken so far 193 wickets in 56 matches, 9th on the all-time list for West Indies in test matches. ROACH was one of the match of the series with 18 wickets in 3 matches in last year's win on home turf. He took an astonishing 5 for 17 in the first innings as West Indies bowled out England for just 77 and went on to win the match by an astonishing 381 runs, and noted that while the personal goal is to reach 200 test wickets, the overall aim is winning for the Windies. We kick it over to some Champions League football news now, as the competition's knockout games are set to be played in a 12-day tournament in Lisbon in August. The Portuguese capital will host the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the grand finals between August 12 to August 23. All ties will be played as single legs across 2 different stadiums in Lisbon. UEFA's executive committee is expected to approve the new mini-tournament at a meeting on Wednesday. The format with the likely destination a city in Germany, possibly Frankfurt or Dusseldorf. Now on to some interesting news in football once again. More than 400 players, the bulk of them based in Europe, have applied for financial assistance under a scheme set up by world governing body FIFA. There have been 441 applications so far to the FIFA Funding for Football Players FFP, claiming unpaid wages from clubs. 89% of those players who applied with clubs in Europe are with them, with the remaining 11% in other parts of the world. Players can apply until the end of June via a World Players Union, FIFPro. FIFA President Gianni Infantino has set aside £12.3 million to help players who go unpaid between 2020 to 2022. A further £3.8 million has been set aside for players who went unpaid from 2015 to 2020. On to some great basketball news now. Brooklyn Nets and former Golden State Warriors forward Kevin Durant has officially joined the ranks of the sports team owners today with the announcement that he purchased a stake in the Philadelphia Union of the Major League Soccer, MLS. Durant acquired 5% of the union with an option to purchase an additional 5% at a later date. He joins the likes of Houston Rockets guard James Harden and Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson as investors in MLS teams, as Harden owns a stake in the Houston Dynamo and Wilson owns a stake in the Seattle Sounders. Jay Sugarman, the union's majority owner, says the team is valued at over $325 million. That would put the valuation of Durant's stake at a minimum of $16.25 million. Durant says he still dreams of owning an NBA team someday as well. Durant, a two-time NBA champion, both of his titles were won with the Golden State Warriors, as well as a 10-time All-Star and two-time Olympic gold medalist. He was named the league's MVP while with the Oklahoma City Thunders in 2014. Back to the days of Lob City of the LA Clippers, we present the play of the night, Jamal Crawford's lob to Blake Griffin.
20 points for Matt Barr. There's the steal. Look out.
Blake's laughing because he didn't know what he was going to do. Look, Blake's saying, I didn't know what you were going to do. Were you going to throw it up the backboard or what?
You want to have fun. Come see Clipper basketball. You never know what's going to happen next.
Finally, from everyone here at Mello TV, we would like to congratulate Leon Bailey and his partner Stephanie Hope for the birth of their bouncing baby boy. And those are the stories making sports news tonight. We now head back to the news desk with Shelley and Hill.
Thank you, Christopher. Now, in another news update, the Falmouth Police Station in Falmouth, Trelawney, earlier today received a vehicle dedicated to fighting anti-predial larceny from the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Assistant Commissioner of Police Dr. Gary Welsh, in handing over the vehicle, urged police officers to not take advantage of police vehicles.
On behalf of the Commissioner of Police and by extension the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Strategic Operations, Mr. Clifford Blake, it gives me great pleasure to hand this key for this vehicle to the Trelawney Division to my friend and fellow officer, Superintendent Kirk Ricketts. I know that it is often said that police officers abuse police vehicles and that we do not make good of our stewardship of police assets. And so these vehicles come equipped with trackers and monitors. So please bear that in mind. No longer are we going to ask you to account for where you've gone with the vehicle. We're going to be telling you where you are at any particular time.
Now, Costas Rotulorum of Trelawney, the Honorable Harold Paul Mouchette, in commending the JCF, says he is happy that this vehicle was added to the fleet of police vehicles in fighting predial larceny in the parish.
I'm here today at the handing over of the predial larceny unit, a lovely Mitsubishi pickup, to the unit that's going to be dealing with predial larceny in the parish of Trelawney. It's a long time in coming, and I'm so pleased that we are now have a unit together along with transportation to attack the scourge of predial larceny in the parish. Agriculture is probably the most important industry that Jamaica has. And if the predial larceny continues the way it has been, the official records show about 6 billion in losses per year. It's far greater than that because only about 30% of the predial larceny is reported officially. So it is far greater than that. And so if we do not control the predial larceny, which is now a commercial business, then the farmers will get fed up and we will not become self-sufficient in producing food for the country. So I'm very pleased to know that we in Trelawney, I understand there are 7 areas that receive vehicles, and Trelawney being one of them, because of course we are one of the top producers of agriculture in the country.
Still making news tonight, the Lidford Mining Company donated food packages to students valued at approximately $500,000. More on the story with Colleen May.
Lidford Mining Company is continuing their food packaging and distribution exercise for students at Golden Grove All Age with a donation of 400 packages valued at approximately $500,000. This, the company said, is a continuation of their No Boy Left Behind literacy program, which has seen almost $2 million invested over 2 years. Golden Grove All Age have also gotten a monthly subscription for the school to host Zoom classes for the grade 1 and 2 students to accommodate distance learning. Principal of the Golden Grove All Age, Jason Simpson, explained the content of the care packages.
The Litford Mining Company has been a parent, I would say, parent company for the school. They have taken on board several initiatives, especially during this pandemic time, to ensure that the community is well looked after, that their presence is felt in the community. And as a school, we are just so happy to facilitate the initiatives that they have brought even to us. So in the package today, we have basic food items: rice, flour, cornmeal, sardine, sausages, lasco, toiletries, and so on. And I'm sure our parents will be grateful for these items received.
Principal Simpson further said that Lidford Mining made additional contributions to the school.
So the effect of the company is not only felt through the care packaging. They have taken on board several other ideas that we have been working with them on for the past 2 years. They have a program here that they would have sponsored called No Boys Left Behind, a program which speaks to accelerating reading for our boys at grades 1 and 2. And so in effect, they are actually helping approximately 70 boys between the 2 grades. And this is by way of providing extra lessons in the afternoon and providing salaries for our teachers for that as well. They have also sponsored our Zoom platform that we have been using, 2 accounts for the school, grades 1 and 2, and so distance learning is now facilitated between the grades. They have also sponsored our sports program. They did a long jump pit for us. They did our goal posts. They help us annually with our sporting events. They continue to help us with our school programs such as school leaving exercise, graduation, sponsorship, and so on.
Director of Lidford Mining Eddie Cousins in his remarks implored boys to engage more into learning to read, as this, he said, is vital in enhancing their capacity to become more successful adults.
If you don't read early or read at the right time, not early, but you have to read at the right time, because pretty soon this world won't be just learning words. It would be learning the meaning of words and what words in a sentence mean. And by the time many boys are learning the words, they should have been processing the words into sentences and comprehension, so they can get along with their lives. So it is very important that you have this early reading, so boys can understand and get to their potential at the right time. In many times we hear that persons are not good with reading, but they're good with their hands, and that's true sometimes. But the world's changing a lot, and more being good with your hands, meaning understanding how to read and understand technical stuff. It's not going to be just good with your hands anymore. So in our business here at Litford, we would like to have access to more literate persons to do basic jobs, because they'll do it better, because they'll follow procedures, they'll repeat them, and they'll understand why they're following them. So a person who is more literate can be more adaptable to what's happening around them and can be a more productive worker. And by being a more productive worker at your workplace, you can earn more, because productivity drives profits.
Reporting for Mello TV News, I'm Colleen May.
Thank you, Colleen. And now, to end tonight's newscast, here are the main points. Making news tonight, Prime Minister declares state of public emergency in Western Kingston and the Kingston St. Police divisions. 4 additional persons test positive for COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, taking confirmed cases to 621, while 430 persons have recovered. And Minister of Tourism expresses confidence that adequate systems have been put in place for the reopening of Jamaica's tourism industry. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Shelley Ann Hill. Stay safe and pleasant viewing.
The Mello TV Evening News at 8 was brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Reduce your risk of viral illnesses like the flu and coronavirus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Cover your nose and mouth when coughing with a tissue and dispose of it. Avoid close contact with anyone with the cold or flu-like symptoms. If you think you've been exposed to COVID-19, stay home. Self-isolate immediately and call 888-1-LOVE. That's 888-663-5683. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.